In February 2013, a 21-year-old college student named Elisa Lam vanished without a trace. Her last known location, the elevator of the infamous Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. What followed became one of the internet's most disturbing mysteries, and a nightmare that still haunts the halls of that hotel. Elisa Lam was a Canadian student from Vancouver, traveling alone through California. She documented her trip through Tumblr, sharing thoughts, photos, and struggles with mental health, specifically bipolar disorder. Los Angeles was supposed to be just another stop in her journey. She booked a room at the Cecil Hotel, a place already soaked in a dark past. What she didn't know is that this hotel had a reputation: serial killers, suicides, and ghosts. Locals called it cursed. On January 31st, Elisa was last seen alive. Staff remembered her as cheerful, but when she stopped calling home, her parents grew worried. Police searched the hotel, floor by floor, but found nothing. Then came the footage. Surveillance from the hotel's elevator showed Elisa acting and strange. She steps inside, presses several buttons. She peeks out the doors. She flattens herself against the wall like someone's chasing her. She waves her hands oddly, as if talking to someone or something, unseen, and then she disappears. The internet exploded. Was she being followed? Was it drugs? Was it something paranormal? 2 weeks later, guests at the hotel began complaining. The water tasted odd. The pressure was low. The color, dark. Maintenance checked the rooftop water tanks. What they found was horrifying. Elisa Lam's naked body was floating inside the tank. Her clothes were found at the bottom. There was no sign of trauma, no drugs, no alcohol. The lid to the tank, heavy. Too heavy for Elisa to lift on her own, and it was supposedly locked. How did she get in? Why didn't the hotel's alarms go off? Why was the water used by guests for days from the same tank? Many believed Elisa's death was accidental. She suffered from bipolar disorder. Maybe it caused her to behave erratically. Maybe she thought the tank was a place to hide. But others weren't so sure. Some point to the Cecil Hotel's violent history. Richard Ramirez, the night stalker, stayed there. Guests claimed to hear whispers, screams, shadow figures. Online sleuths dissected the elevator footage frame by frame. They noticed glitches, missing time, a possible foot outside the elevator. Was someone with her? Was she pushed? Or was something darker at play? Long before Elisa stepped foot into the Cecil Hotel, its walls had already seen the worst of humanity. Built in 1924, it was once a symbol of luxury, until the Great Depression dragged it into the shadows. Over the decades, it became a haven for crime, suicide, and death. Serial killers like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and Jack Unterweger called it home. Guests jumped to their deaths. Murders went unsolved. The building earned its nickname, the Hotel of Death. People say once you check in, you leave a part of yourself behind. After Elisa's body was found, more questions emerged. If the rooftop was locked, how did she get there without setting off alarms? Why didn't police dogs detect her scent during the initial search? Why did it take 2 weeks for someone to check the tanks, despite multiple water complaints, and then the autopsy? No drugs, no trauma, just drowning, but her body had odd signs: blood pooling in strange areas, foam in her lungs. Her phone? Never recovered. Her Tumblr? Continued to post. Days after her death. Was it scheduled posts? Or something else? Theories flooded the internet. Some said it was an elaborate cover-up. Others believed Elisa was part of a government experiment. A few linked her death to a tuberculosis outbreak nearby, strangely named Lam-Elisa test. But the most haunting theory? That something inside the Cecil Hotel, a presence, chose her. An unseen force watching from the elevator door, never revealing itself. A curse repeating history. Again. Even today, paranormal investigators say the building is alive. It absorbs darkness and it never forgets. And To this day, no one truly knows what happened to Elisa Lam. No witnesses, no clear cause, no answers. Just a girl who vanished, in plain sight, inside a hotel soaked in darkness. Some say it was mental illness. Others believe the hotel took another soul. One thing's for sure, the Cecil Hotel keeps its secrets buried, and Elisa Lam's story is one of its most chilling. Elisa Lam's story isn't just about death, it's about the unknowable, how someone can vanish in a crowded city, under surveillance, in a building full of people, and no one sees a thing. Maybe it was mental illness, maybe a tragic accident, or maybe the Cecil Hotel took one more soul just like it always has. Elisa Lam checked in, but she never really left. If this story gave you chills, make sure to subscribe for more real-life horror and unsolved mysteries. What do you think happened to Elisa Lam? Let me know in the comments.